Hello, my name is Brandy Mackey, and today we'll be looking at state boards for disciplinary actions that have been taken against counselors. I searched the California board for this and could not find anything, so I decided to look at the North Carolina boards. Some of the most common reasons for disciplinary action are inappropriate relationships, improper documentation submitted for reimbursement, and termination and referral of clients. The most common one I saw was inappropriate relationships with clients, and this does shock me. I cannot imagine throwing away your career you worked so hard to obtain for a relationship that may or may not go anywhere. In the case that I chose, the counselor was providing services to a minor child and then began services for the parents. The counselor terminated services with the father and a year later terminated with the mother and child, and at that time started a romantic relationship with the father. The codes that were violated and the state laws and statutes that were violated were as follows. From the ACA 2014 Code of Ethics, Article 5A, sexual and/or romantic relationships are prohibited. Sexual or romantic relationships with clients or families of clients is prohibited. Also, Article 5C, sexual and romantic relationships with former clients are prohibited for 5 years after the last professional interaction. Also ensuring that the relationship is not exploitive or harmful to the client, then it must be avoided. The state laws that I found cover this. North Carolina 90 TAC 340, Article 9 and Article 15. Article 9 states, a person has been guilty of immoral, dishonorable, unprofessional, or unethical conduct as defined in this subsection or in the current Code of Ethics of the American Counseling Association. However, if any provisions of the Code of Ethics is inconsistent and in conflict with the provisions of this article, the provisions of this article shall control. And then Article 15 says, has failed to cooperate with or to respond promptly, completely, and honestly to the board, to credential committees and or ethic committees of professional associations, hospitals, or other healthcare organizations of educational institutions, where those organizations or entities have jurisdiction. The outcome of these violations was the counselor's license was revoked. Counselor will cease to engage in any practice of counseling. ACA Code of Ethics C2G says this about impairment. Counselors will monitor themselves for signs of impairment from their own problems and seek assistance if problems arise, which may lead to limit, suspend, or terminate their professional responsibilities until it is determined they are capable to return in order to prevent harm to clients. And then looking at North Carolina 90 TAC 340D says upon a showing of probable cause to the board that the applicant or licensee is not capable of practicing clinical mental health counseling with reasonable skill and safety with patients or clients, the board may petition a court of competent jurisdiction to order the applicant or licensee in question to submit to a psychological evaluation by a psychologist to determine psychological status, a physical evaluation by a physician to determine physical condition, or both. The question that this brings to mind for me is, how would a counselor come back from this? Or can they even come back from this? Do they kind of serve time with a suspended license and then reapply after a period of time? Or are they forever not going to be allowed to counsel because they had an improper relationship? Either way, it is truly shocking to me that anyone would risk their entire career that they have worked so hard for just a fling. Thank you.